Florida, it's the World Series of Soccer. Today, the United States World Cup team against the team from the Commonwealth of Independent States in their first game outside of what was the Soviet Union. Today's game is presented by American Airlines, the airline that is proud to be selected the official carrier of the United States World Cup team. And brought to you by Mars Milky Way Bar. Enjoy the smooth chocolate and caramel taste of the original smoothie. And by Budweiser. It's clean, it's crisp, it's cold, it's the king of beers. That's why nothing beats a Bud. And by Coca-Cola Classic, official sponsor of U.S. Soccer. You can't beat the real thing. And welcome to Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Randy Hahn, and welcome to a brand new year of international soccer and the World Series of Soccer here on Sports Channel. Today, the USA against CIS. What is the Commonwealth of Independent States? Well, it's the old Soviet Union minus the Baltic countries, and we're not really sure what we're in for as far as soccer is concerned from them. We do know a lot about the United States, though, and working with me today is Matt Barr. Matt, the United States has had a couple of months off over the holidays, and it's a brand new year for them. How do they look?
Well, they better look pretty good individually because it's crunch time for the U.S. players. They must impress Borer because it's here that he's going to decide the nucleus of the World Cup team.
Well, we're in for a bit of history here today, of course. This will be the first time that the CIS team has ever played. Joining us also on the broadcast today is Rick Davis down on the field. Rick, what can we expect from the Commonwealth?
Well, Randy, as you and Matt have both mentioned, it's new beginnings for this team. It's an opportunity to go out there and get a fresh start, play under a new flag, play as a country that has undergone significant change. Similar to the American team, though, it's an opportunity for these players to win spots on a team that will play later on in the European Championship this year, and in turn will hopefully be a part of the World Cup team when they try and qualify for the '94 World Cup.
Well, it's a brand new world out there, and it's a brand new season of soccer for us here on the World Series of Soccer, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff in Miami. You're watching the World Series of Soccer on Sports Channel.
Should I pass right? Should I go deep? Looks like a blitz. Up the middle. Sweep left. Don't know. You got to do something. Catch it, catch it, catch it. Yes!
Now, for the first time ever, with Interactive Network, you can win prizes for accurately predicting what the quarterback does, live as the games are broadcast. Call now and find out why Interactive Network can only be experienced live.
Sports Channel's your sweetheart this February with more action from the red-hot Golden State Warriors. Call in live and ask the Warriors your questions on Warrior Warm-Up and catch the exciting finishes on the fourth quarter replay. The San Jose Sharks glide through February on Sports Channel with their call-in show, Sharks Talk, plus the third period replay. But there's more. Local and national college basketball, the NHL, Olympic previews, World Cup soccer, baseball's greatest games, and more. When you can't be there, be here. Sports Channel.
The fascination always existed. The human body, without doubt, is the greatest of inventions. Flawless in design, capable of astonishing feats. Amazingly, the harder the body is worked, the stronger, more beautiful it becomes. To unlock your body's potential, we proudly offer Soloflex, 32 old-fashioned iron-pumping exercises, each correct in form and balance, all on a machine that fits in the corner of your home. Soloflex, simple and efficient, like the body itself, which may explain why it looks less like a machine and more like a work of art. For a free brochure, call anytime.
Welcome back to Miami. This is the time of the year when league play is going on in soccer around the world. So a lot of the top players that were at the World Cup for the Soviets in 1990 that would be on this CIS team today are with their teams overseas. That's the case for some of the American players as well. But the CIS lineup does have some veteran players, beginning in the back with their goalkeeper, number 1, Dmitry Karin. He was the backstopper in their 1988 Olympic gold medal victory in Seoul, Korea. Number 4, Cveiba, one to watch for as well. He was at the World Cup in Italy 2 years ago. And watch for number 7, Чернышев. They call him one of the fastest players in all of the CIS. For the United States, a lineup that is somewhat familiar. Couple of changes. Hugo Perez still recovering from surgery. His spot in the midfield taken by number 2, John Michallik. And Bruce Murray out of this game due to a red card. His spot up front taken by number 6, Jorge Acosta. So the United States, coming off their best year in recent memory, get their first game of 1992 against the CIS. And we'll have the kickoff right after this.
Making life a little sweeter. Making life a little sweeter. Mars. Making life a little sweeter. I can stay a while. Making dreams a little truer. Life a little sweeter.
From the world of international soccer comes Soccer International. North America's fastest growing full-color soccer monthly brings alive a world of great soccer action. Every month, through 70 pages of stunning photography, revealing graphics and incisive commentary, Soccer International brings you International Spotlight, star player profiles, coaching and refereeing tips, North American Soccer Report, and more. 12 issues, only $22.95. Soccer International.
Subscribe now, and you also will receive this outstanding aluminum coach's clipboard absolutely free, almost indestructible and easily erasable. You can plot key plays, detail strategy, and explain moves. As used by leading coaches and players worldwide, this aluminum board will give you years of use. Use it at every practice. Use it at every game. It would make a perfect Christmas gift. 12 full-color issues of Soccer International, plus a great coaching clipboard for just $22.95. Less than $1.91 per issue. Call toll-free 1-800-448-3242.
It was just another Saturday afternoon until those old guys came out of the woods with axes. Just when we thought it couldn't get any weirder, it did. They even brought their own music.
Awesome! Hey, fellas, how about a cold bud? A bud?
Obviously, we thought alike.
Oh, that's cold.
Welcome back to Joe Robbie Stadium on a rather cool day by South Florida standards here in January. Temperatures starting the day in the 70s, but it is dipping quickly, and it could be as low as into the 40s by the end of game time here today. Randy Hunt along with Matt Barr for all the live coverage. We're glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon. That's one of the new mascot for the United States World Cup '94. He hasn't got a name yet. They're about to launch a national contest to name the official mascot that will be part of all the massive merchandising that goes along with the World Cup effort in just 2 years from now. This is the first game for the United States since they tied Costa Rica 1-1 back on November 24th at Texas Stadium in Dallas. They've had a good couple of months off and a good training camp here in South Florida as well. The familiar exchange of gifts at midfield as we're set to get underway here on this tremendous soccer field. This, of course, was built primarily to house the Miami Dolphins, but it is regarded as one of the top soccer stadiums in all of the world. In recent polls conducted by soccer magazines internationally, Joe Robbie Stadium was rated as the highest rated soccer field in the United States, and again, one of the top around the globe. There's one of the top goalkeepers around, Tony Meola, who will get the start again for the United States today. Tony last year played in 23 games, had a one-loss record of 10-7. If you work it out, his goals against average was 0.86, so that's under an average of 1 goal a game for Tony Meola. Fine season for him as everyone now is just a step closer to the World Cup in '94. We're just less than 2 years away, or 2 years and a little bit away. There's the goalkeeper for the Soviet Union who we spoke of, Dmitry Karin. And some official presentations going on at midfield as well. And we are going to have to get used to calling them the Commonwealth because it's so familiar to call them the Soviets or the Russians, and it's going to be a breaking of habits for all of us, I think. There's Aldo Buff Dinelli, former Colombian national team coach and coach at BU as well. Columbia University, I should say, and BU coach. Kicking out the ball here in Miami to start this game. And we're about to get underway. The United States will defend the goal to our left to start. They're in the blue uniforms, navy shorts and socks and white trim, and the CIS in an unfamiliar looking uniform, Matt Barr. We're used to seeing them in all red or white and red, and it's a combination of both.
Well, the Commonwealth team is going to be representing basically what used to be the Soviet Union. They'll play the same style of play, and it's a fast transition game, so watch for that.
And we're underway here at Joe Robbie Stadium as Desmond Armstrong plays it back to John Doyle. Tony Meola grabbing the ball for the United States. This will be the first meeting, obviously, between these two teams as far as the CIS is concerned, but the United States did play the Soviets a number of times, 6 as a matter of fact, and they've never beaten them. Their record 0-5-1 as the ball comes out of play on the near side. Rick Davis, you played in a number of those games against the Soviet Union over the past years as well. Does the style figure to be different with the CIS team, or is it the same type of system, do you think? Well, evidently we're having some problems with Rick down on the sideline. There's Chris Henderson for the United States as we have a free kick as an offside call was made inside the penalty area of the CIS. On the right side, this is number 4 for the Commonwealth, Cvejba. As we mentioned, he is one of the more experienced of the players in the CIS lineup. Cvejba played at the World Cup in Italy in 1990 for the Soviets. Ball played to the far side, kept in by the Commonwealth, and that's how we will occasionally refer to them, not to be confused with that other Commonwealth. It's a learning process for all of us, as the globe has certainly changed politically in the last year. Ball out of play now, and it'll be the United States coming back in.
There's number 11, Kiryakov. Now, the book on him is he's a lefty. He's very quick and got a great move, so watch for him up front.
Throw in now for the U.S. Acosta playing it up the wing, and it went off Dominic Kinnear and out of play. Ball back at midfield down. I think we have Rick Davis all hooked up. And Rick, we were talking about the style of this CIS team compared to the traditional Soviet style. Does it figure to differ? And we are now getting sign language signals from Rick Davis, and he says it does not differ. No, actually, we're just kidding. We're trying to work on those audio problems down in the field that we're having with Rick. And we have a ball out of play on the near side as Chris Henderson gets set to throw it back in. There's a look at Dominic Kinnear coming off his first goal for the United States in that mentioned game. There's Michallik in the middle now for the U.S. Shot and turned aside by Harrin. And we'll get a corner kick for the United States as John Michallik unloaded on the veteran keeper for the CIS with a left-footed blast out of midfield, and now they'll bring it back to the corner spot. And that shot by Michallik had something on it.
Oh, it surely did, and he made a great little move to set it up because he pulled it with his right foot and kept his back to the defender and then got the shot off. Great move by Michallik.
Now Dominic Kinnear to the corner kick spot. First good dead ball chance of the game. Into the box, and Jorge Acosta turned a little late. You saw number 6 at the far post side there, and it's cleared back out of play.
Now here comes that left-footed shot. Just a blast. He hit a good hard shot, and Harrin had to stretch for it and get his fingertips on it. Knocks it over the top.
And now we get the throw in. United States still on the ball. Here's Acosta, who gets another look in this game. He did play in the game against Costa Rica back in Dallas in November. And obviously Rick Davis, who we think we have now, did well enough to get himself another look today. And we do not have Rick Davis. So until we get Rick Davis, we'll keep it up here, Matt. Rick is on the field, believe it or not. He has not stiffed us down there. He is doing his best. And in the meantime, so is the CIS here to get out of their own half of the field. The United States has pressured early on here and has the best chance so far on the shot by John Michallik. Now Dominic Kinnear trying to control it in the midfield, but it's taken away and played up to the middle. This is the Commonwealth of Independent States on the ball. And number 7, Чернышев, the speedy forward we spoke of, getting to that ball just a little late as it came out of play. Чернышев from the 2nd division in what was the Soviet Union, now Russia. his state, and they're giving him a good look in this game, Matt, to try and see if he's got the stuff it'll take to make the CIS national team.
They really are. He's the only player on this team in the second division. Comes from Nizhny Novgorod. That's Lower Novgorod.
That's the old Gorky area, which it was known under the Tsar's regime. Of course, all the names are referring back and changing back now in Russia to what they were before the revolution. As the ball comes out of play, I feel like this is a geopolitical lesson in addition to the description of a soccer game here, but that's kind of the territory we venture into with the CIS team. It's a period of adjustment for the international sporting community to get accustomed to this new grouping of states, all of whom now are autonomous of the formerly centrally governed Soviet Union. They're all nations of their own, and they've come together under a banner of CIS to compete as sportsmen here, and also some economic ties as well. We have another corner kick for the United States now, near side, and it's Acosta moving up to take it for the U.S. A left footer, and this will go far post. Out comes Harrin, and he'll grab this. No score. We're in the first half live at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. Acosta turns for a shot, and his left footer, a half volley, goes out of play, and we'll have a goal kick for the CIS. No score here in the first half, and we'll be back with more action in a moment.
If you spend over $20 a month on long distance, you deserve to be treated better. You deserve frequent caller awards and a special customer service number. You deserve a whole new level of special service. You deserve to be a Sprint priority customer. Is this just another clever way to get that other phone company's best customers? You bet it is.
Back at Joe Robbie Stadium, I'm Randy Hahn along with Matt Barr and Rick Davis. We're glad you're along. It's the USA in the blue against the Commonwealth of Independent States in their first ever game. Chance from the left side. Lestov with a move in the box. His right footer is blocked by Dominic Kinnear, out of play for a throw in. And I think Rick Davis is back from the bratwurst stand here at Joe Robbie Stadium. Rick, thanks for joining us. We've got our problems worked out. Thoughts on the game so far up to this point? The United States seemingly have dominated.
Well, Randy, I think they have. I think that certainly it's a good start for them, because anytime you get into a game early on, you want to do well. There we see a little bit of a poor defensive play and playing the ball forward by the CIS team. But the United States team is still trying to establish that tempo, get the game established in a flow that's similar or conducive to the style of play that they have. And if they can manage to keep that going throughout the game, it'll certainly end up being a more positive end than what would be otherwise.
We played 7 minutes in the first half here at Joe Robbie Stadium. This is number 4, Cveiba, the veteran defender. Interesting note about the defense for the CIS team. 3 of them play on the same club team, at least 3 of the back 4 defenders back in their respective countries. So it is an experienced group back there. While this is a young CIS team, the lineup averaging in age of 23.5 years old. Here's Eric Wynalda, wins the ball in midfield but loses it as Lestov, number 5, knocks it away, and he'll get it now for the CIS. Reaching out is number 14, Kuznetsov, and that'll get by him Desmond Armstrong in control. Again, the core of the World Cup team that played for the then Soviet Union in 1990 is kind of spread all around Europe, as many of them were sold off and signed with teams in places like England and Scotland and Greece, and they're applying for those club teams now, but will come together for the upcoming European Championships, which the then Soviet Union qualified for, but which the CIS is now adopting. Maybe Bora Milutinovic understands all of this. I think I've got it down, but it's very convoluted at times for everyone to understand.
One of the reasons CIS is selling these players off to other club teams is they are hard currency poor. They need to raise capital so that they can support their teams. They're no longer state supported, so all the sports teams are having to get into the new area of marketing, PR, selling season tickets.
It's a wonderful opportunity for the players as well, who, under the old regime, most of which weren't allowed to leave the then Soviet Union until they were near the end of their careers, if at all. Ball on the far side now, the Soviets, the former Soviets, the Commonwealth, with the ball on the near side. Number 3, Chadadze, playing it over to Чернышев. Eric Wynalda, who's done some good work up front already in the game, creates another turnover. Let the CIS maintain possession.
Randy, I think in the last year they've sold over 100 of their players. In just 1 year alone, they've sold about 100 players around the world to various teams to raise that hard currency.
That'll deplete your first division, there's no doubt about that. Quinn losing the battle in the midfield. Back come the Commonwealth. Pятницкий tried to send it back for Черышев. That went off Kinnear out.
Well, this last week, both teams have been working through some really vigorous workouts, and they might be still recovering from that because they're both trying to get in shape, and it doesn't seem like the Commonwealth team has their synchronicity yet.
Kinnear, the nice steal. Now Wynalda lays it off to Henderson. There's no score. We're live in the first half here at Joe Robbie Stadium. Back to Balboa, and the crowd doesn't appreciate that rather safe play back to Marcelo. Fernando Clavijo on the far side of the field defensively for the United States. Tracked down by the forward Sergeyev, number 9. And now cleared all the way back, and this will go out of play, and the CIS will get a throw in. That's number 9, Oleg Sergeyev, playing in his first game internationally, as are many of these young players, and for many of them their first trip to the United States. In fact, only 2 of the players on the CIS team had ever been in the United States before, so it's a number of experiences for them, all happening simultaneously. Corner kick now for the Commonwealth. The short corner played to Mandreco. Now back in front on the cross. Desmond Armstrong gets up to head this back out for another corner for the CIS.
Not only that, there was one man uncovered in the middle of the box also, and the defense is trying to organize in there a little bit. Now, one of the things they do in this dead ball situation is they'll leave somebody hanging on the far post and run the other guys forward as decoys.
This one headed out by John Doyle, and this will come all the way back into midfield. Pятницкий pushing it up, and he looked to release it forward there, but he was cognizant of the offside as well, as we get another look at that corner kick opportunity a moment ago.
You want to close down the short corner quick so that you don't have that short little pass where you're putting the defender in an awkward situation, and that's exactly what happened there.
Now the throw in by the Commonwealth. The United States with the early intensity and pressure here in the game, first 5 minutes or so. But the CIS has settled their game somewhat and have put some pressure on themselves. But now another turnover. Henderson got it to Wynalda. Eric still battling for it. Wynalda's been in the middle of a lot of things, Rick. I'm sure you've seen it from down there. He's really creating some pressure for some of those CIS defenders.
Well, it looks like we're still intermittent with Rick, and we'll get to him when we get a chance.
Now it's Cvejba back through the middle for Kuznetsov. No score between the USA and the CIS. Pятницкий back for Kuznetsov. He'll push it to the right wing side. Long cross into the penalty area, and Meola gets up at the edge of the 6-yard box and brings that down, and a good thing too. Nice throw by Tony. Works it wide to the right side for Chris Henderson. Henderson, nice stop-up move to get away from Чернышев. Nice drop pass for Quinn. Creative stuff by the USA, but a good block there by Чернышев as he read Quinn's pass.
And that was all started by Tony Meola. He distributed the ball quickly as soon as he got the cross and sent it up to Henderson, who was able to make something happen.
Quinn rather lazily throwing that back down, and again, Чернышев, after just blocking his pass, gets a foot on Brian's throw as well, and Quinn will be upset with his restart there, so Kinnear will throw in from the near side. Edge of the box for Wynalda, who is all tied up by Чернышев, number 2, and we should point out there's a number 2 Чернышев and number 7 Чернышев, And the names may sound different, but they are different people. There's Dominic Kinnear. 9 World Series of Soccer games, and we mentioned the 1 goal coming against Costa Rica back on November 24th at Texas Stadium. Unofficially 30.5 minutes left in the first half here at Joe Robbie Stadium. And no score. This is Чернышов. Pятnicki playing it up the wing. That was way over the head of Чернышов, who kind of watched it go over and then had it come off Henderson. Чернышов, 23 years old, and fairly representative of the age of most of these CIS players.
They're a young team, but extremely experienced. I mean, most of these guys have some sort of European championship under their belt, so it's not like they're young and inexperienced. Maybe they don't have as much international experience as the U.S. side does, but they are very experienced players.
And many of them are well-traveled, and we must remember that under the old Soviet regime, the athletes of this nature were the favored in the population, so they've had a chance to travel quite a bit abroad, at least within Europe, and play in various championships, and I'm sure are not too particularly awed by this journey to the United States, which for many of them, as we said, is their first. Ball back through the middle. Balboa with the run out of the back. A little late getting there, but it comes free to Clavijo. Fernando pushing it ahead to the left side, cleared to the front for Acosta by Michallik, but that's kicked right back out again for a throw in USA. And Fernando Clavijo, who splits time with the national team and the St. Louis Storm of the Major Soccer League with the throw in. That's over the head of the intended receiver, Wynalda. Back to midfield now, and Quinn with his customary ball-winning work, but then a poor pass again as Quinn seems to be off his game just a little bit here in the first half. Cross back through the middle. Great opportunity for Sergeyev, but he couldn't get up high enough to bring in the pass from Kiryakov. And an opportunity goes by the wayside for the CIS.
Kiryakov took the ball to the line, sent it in, and again, you don't want to give opportunities up like that because Sergeyev was right in the middle waiting for it, just couldn't get all his head on it.
The service on the pass a little bit off the mark as we saw it drift over the head of the forward. Here's Dominic Kinnear now breaking out of the midfield for the USA in the blue. Wynalda was thinking kind of give and go there with either Kinnear or Michallik on that far side, but it was out of play on the pass, and it'll come back goal kick for the CIS. This is number 5, Hlestov. Chadadze with it. Back through the middle on the give and go, Pятnicki. And he'll play a ball into open space, quickly closed by John Doyle. And we will get the foul against the Commonwealth player there as well, as the USA will come up with the free kick. Quickly played to Kinnear. Dominic looking wide right side for Henderson. Kinnear works it up the right side for Desmond Armstrong, and that'll come out of play over the near side, and the CIS gets it right back in front of you, Rick Davis. Are you with us?
Yes, I am, Randy.
All right, you're back.
Yeah, actually, I thought you guys were doing the same trick to me that my wife periodically does. That is, I like to see you, but I don't like to hear you. It's actually starting to shape up a little bit here. Being down close to the United States team's bench, you can feel and see the agitation level of the American team coach, Milutinovic. He's not happy with